HiDream-O1 is now supported in ComfyUI, and just before I get into it, I'm going to say the original distilled model, or dev as they call it, available here via this Hugging Face space was so pants, it wasn't even funny. There is an updated version of dev available, but at the time of making this video there aren't comfy versions available yet, so I'll just be looking at the base version. It has an MIT license which provides lovely freedom and is also open source, with these various image examples providing a quick glance at the sort of stuff it can do. Just in case you're not familiar with the channel, for ComfyUI, I like to use the rodent method for my workflows. This means putting things neatly into colourful little groups, which I think makes workflows both easier to follow and to update in a nice modular low spaghetti way. If you are using this tutorial to make or update your own workflows, don't forget you can pause to take screenshots or watch specific sections again at any time. Also, if you find these videos helpful, prefer tutorials from actual humans, or perhaps you'd just like all this workflow stuff done for you already, then you can support the channel via the Patreon link in the video description. It's your support which helps me make even more workflows for you and to share these free tutorials with everyone. The freedom to choose is of course yours, and a massive thank you to all supporters because you make this possible. Now, even though I'm not using the dev model as yet for the loader, I've gone with a little switch to easily flip the model noise scale value because that's quicker and easier than having to type a number each time. You'll see that Comfy uses a checkpoint loader for this, which gives us some clip and VAE nodes to use, even though this model doesn't really work like that. This is very handy because it means you can just use most of the usual nodes without having to worry. There is also a node for patch seam smoothing because otherwise you may get some interesting artifacts. You can change the various settings in there, but those ones seem okay to me for the moment, and changing things like the pattern and passes doesn't actually make a huge difference overall anyway. For the settings, there is a new HiDream latent image node because there are only specific sizes which work. The model works well for basic text-to-image, also supports reference images, can do image-to-image, and even works with InPainting as well. I've tested upscaling too, though as mentioned you'll need to be careful with those specific sizes. To start us off, I've gone with a fairly long prompt without using the prompt agent yet because I'll be testing this against both ERNIE-Image and Z-Image as well. Shockingly enough, I'm starting with a photographic style featuring a rodent mage wearing blue and red robes. In summary, he's trying to summon some cheese using an old biscuit tin, and there should also be a wand and a piece of paper with anti-cat magic written on it on the table. Do feel free to pause and read the entire prompt if you wish. In the basic text-to-image group here, I've added a note with some information from the original repo where they use 28 steps for the distilled model and 50 steps for the base model. You can certainly get an image much faster than that, and my testing with the dev model showed you can get pretty close to the final composition after just 3 steps. Likewise, after around 8 steps, the base model is nearly done as well. That does, of course, depend on the sampler-scheduler combo you're using, but you can certainly get away with fewer than 50 steps. If you recall in the settings for the example you're about to see, I'm using a CFG of 3 and just 28 steps. This is the result, and it is interesting. The text generation is very good, and it adheres to the prompt very well, also possibly beating even ERNIE-Image. However, the fur really isn't the best looking, and the general image quality overall seems a bit sort of smooth and plasticky. I'm doing much the same thing with ERNIE-Image here, and you can hopefully see what I mean. I think there seems to be more detail in this version, albeit smaller, as ERNIE can't handle the same resolution as HiDream-O1. So instead, this image is 1440 by 1440. The fur is very much better, but The text isn't quite at the same level because if you have a look at the anti-cat magic parchment, it's gone a bit funny. Z-Image can handle those higher resolutions. This time the generated image is 2000 by 2000, but as you can see, it really doesn't follow the prompt even nearly as well as either HiDream or Ernie, plus it has the text problems here too. Also, rather than being oversaturated, Z-Image has kind of the opposite problem, being a lot more tame. This does, however, make Z-Image a reasonable choice for image modifications, as we can see here in my Z-Image workflow, where I'm using the image upscale method to tone down some of those colors from HiDream. As I move across there, you can see it nicely tones down those colors and also certainly improves the detail on that fur. If I turn on all the various options I've got for my HiDream workflow here, then we can see some of the other things it has to offer. First up is the reference image group, where I've got two images going into this HiDream-O1 reference images node, but you can just have a single image if you want, or you can have more than two. The first reference image is of the portal, and the second is a rodent mage with a white beard. This time, the image generation doesn't have so much of a problem with the fur. The mage has a beard because the reference image had one too, plus the portal is more like the one I provided with larger stones and runes. Of course, this isn't something you can do with Z-Image or ERNIE-Image, but other models such as Qwen Image Edit can use references. Always fun to have plenty of tools in your toolbox. Image to image works interestingly with HiDream-O1, and here I'm not VAE encoding the example image because that isn't a real VAE. For the sampler, I'm using a denoise value of 0.6 along with the res multi-step sampler. Yes, you can use almost any sampler as they all work with varying degrees of success with HiDream-O1. Personally, I think this has done really well, even if the red glowing rodent head is over to the left instead of over the top of the portal. However, hopefully you can see this opens up lots of opportunities for image control, where if you like, you could just use some simple colored areas and basic outlines for things. You can also kind of style images a bit too, which we'll take a look at in just a moment. It seems to do InPainting fairly well too. Here I'm simply using a really rough, manually crafted mask, but you could also use one of the segmentation options too if you liked. Again, you can vary the denoise here, but I've gone for maximum strength. This is the result it provided. Pretty fun. Not exactly what I was expecting, but yes, it's like we're sort of looking through this archway into his laboratory. I do quite like it. You can do upscaling to above the usual resolution. So here I've got an image upscale and also a latent upscale to 2560 by 2560. In the first image compare group, I've got the initial image, and as I slide across, you can see the image upscale method doing very nicely there. We get some leaves on his bookshelf, and the fur certainly doesn't look anywhere near as bad, and we lose some of that oversaturated sheen compared to the original. In this group, I'm once again comparing to the original, but as I slide across, we can see the latent upscale method instead, which also gives us a very similar result. Better fur, not so much of that glossy sheen, and some more details. Personally, I think this is one of the best prompt following models around, even if we do get that glossy sheen on the initial images. So let me show you that by using this prompt for a cubist art style oil painting of a donkey perched atop the head of a man with a concrete block-like head and a yellow duck bill instead of a mouth, along with various other small details such as a monocle-wearing beaver and a barn with a sign on it. This prompt basically tests not only style, but positioning and other small details. Taking a look at the generation from HiDream, it pretty much has everything right, apart from the cubist art style. The donkey is on the man's head, there's a nice beaver, some signage, and kind of round windows on that thatched farmhouse. Yes, the beaver's paws could be better, but then I couldn't be bothered to generate the perfect image and just went with the first thing that came out. With Z-Image, we've arguably got that better image quality, but it hasn't got the cubist art style, nor has it got much of an oil painting style either. On top of that, the beaver is wearing glasses instead of a monocle, and the man has more of a sort of donkey face instead of the donkey being on his head. As for the earless donkey on the right, well, I'm certainly not giving this many points for being able to follow the prompt. ERNIE-Image gets much closer with the cubist oil painting style and almost nails everything, including the thigh-high boots and the round windows on the thatched house. But our three-legged donkey friend is firmly on the ground instead of atop the man's head. So none of them generated the image perfectly, but HiDream was the only one able to correctly position the donkey. More style testing now, and can it do badly drawn things, or will it come out a bit too neat like most of these models? This prompt will let us know. What do you reckon? Well, it is a bit too neat for my preferences, not all that pencil-like, but overall not too shabby. Okay, let's do another style test. This time I'm asking for a pixel art style beat-em-up game with a red robot and a tiny green woman. I'm also asking for names and health bars. So how well do you think HiDream will do this time? Were you right? I know I was pleasantly surprised. It even added little face pictures at the top too. Not bad. Well done, HiDream. This time it's a comic panel test, and I've got this prompt for 3 different sections as our intrepid robotic scientist hopes to develop the cure for cheese disease. I think that turned out fairly well. It's even done those tiny labels on the bottles, and the speech bubbles are correct. You can also use something similar to their prompt agent, which is what I've enabled here by turning on the prompt agent group, which looks like this. It's basically using the Gemma 4 model and the text generate node, along with the prompt that you can get from their GitHub page. It isn't too bad, but because this outputs JSON, it does add escape characters to all the quotes, which I found can mess things up sometimes, but hey. This time the result is very similar, but it's turned panel 2 into a thought bubble, which is actually better. As mentioned, those quote marks now appear on some of the bottles, plus the agent also added commas, which is obviously coming out there in the image and not really what I want. Still, you could always take that prompt and then manually edit it. As promised, some image-to-image fun, and here the prompt is super basic because I'm going to be providing the image. I simply want to change the style a bit. For the settings, I'm using 30 steps with a CFG of 2, because down here in the image-to-image group, I'm using one of the CFG++ samplers, which doesn't do very well if you've got a high CFG. For the scheduler, I'm using KL Optimal with a very low denoise of 0.3. This is the image I'm sending in, and if you use a divisible by of 32, then it should work with the HiDream model okay. Personally, I think that result is fairly decent, and I'm pleased enough with the style change. Or, if you wanted it as an oil painting instead, like I've got here, an oil painting style hero in an alley, then that's just what you get, more of an oil painting style. Changing materials is fun too. Here I'm asking for a woman made out of sand and rocks. I'm providing this as the input image, and HiDream turns her into a woman made out of sand and rocks, which is just what I asked for. So, if you like getting all nerdy with AI stuff, then don't forget to like and subscribe for even more nerdy rodent geekery.
Ooh, nerdy rodent. He really makes my day. Showing us AI in a really British way.